Good evening, everybody. 6 o'clock, Tuesday, March 14th. Town board meeting. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, approved agenda for the meeting. Anybody got questions on it? Approved minutes of the following town board meetings: 5/3/22, 6/29 of 22, and 2/14 of 23.
Mr. Chairman, I'll so move to approve.
Motion by Bill, we got a second?
Second.
Andy, second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed. Public comment. People wishing to address the board will be limited to 2 minutes each, with public comment limited to a total of 30 minutes. Anybody public comment? Hearing none, we will move on. 5 monthly reports from the department. We'll start with Bob.
Evening, board and residents. All right, we're currently staffed with a staff of 48. We're always looking for good, motivated individuals. Any interest, stop and see me or call me. Calls. This last month we had 33 calls for service, consisting of 22 EMS calls and 11 fire calls. Those 11 fire calls, 8 were in Grand Rapids, 1 in Saratoga, 1 in Grant, 1 mutual aid. Training this last month for EMS and fire, we did the mock snowmobile accident with Kellner Knights, Wood County Rescue, United Ambulance, Wood County Sheriff, Grand Rapids PD. Went out very well. Learned a few things, but overall the exercise went real well. And then also on the fire side, we trained. We had our annual visit by the DNR, so we got our DNR wildland fire suppression refresher, and we did our annual SCBA fit testing. So we had one department meeting, one department officer meeting. Our department officer meeting last month at Vesper, our department officer meeting last month was a class instead of a meeting. We all went out to Vesper Fire Department, or most of us, and we took a 3-hour class on the hazards and how to deal with all the electric vehicles that are coming out. 6 of the officers made that. And then we had 3 training meetings. So public relations, smoke detector program, we did 2 homes in February. The sign program, I'm starting to get a couple orders, but nothing's really moving there because the ground is froze. The only other note I'll report to the board, my new pickup is significantly better on fuel than the old one, so I'm basically getting at least 5 miles of the gallon better with that new pickup. I thought you guys would want to know that. As you all saw, this morning, we took delivery on our new squad. So pretty impressed. It took a while, but they didn't skimp on the craftsmanship on it. So, and then when I agreed a month and a half ago for them to take it down to the State Firefighters Convention, I think I got a little extra attention to detail on it. So anyways, that vehicle should serve us well. Safety, we had 2 injuries in February to report. Any questions from the board? Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Chief?
Good evening, everyone. All right. The Grand Rapids Police Department handled 303 calls for service for the month of February, compared to 279 calls for service in February of 2022, approximately 8.6% increase in calls. Town board members should have a breakdown of those calls. Police Department issued 49 traffic citations, 4 municipal ordinance citations, 41 written warnings, and there were no DNR citations for the month of February. On February 4th, Town of Grand Rapids Public Safety Team, led by Team Captain Officer Cody Conover, participated in the 2023 Wisconsin Rapids Polar Plunge at Anchor Bay. The Grand Rapids Public Safety Team included a total of 16 personnel from the Fire Department, our Auxiliary Police Department, and the Grand Rapids Police Department. And then our team ranked number 5 of 28 teams and that were registered for the plunge and raised $2,643 to support Wisconsin Special Olympics. Temperatures at this year's plunge time was a balmy 12 degrees compared to a year ago at the ridges. And so it seemed like a nice balmy day out there. All we needed was the palm trees, I guess. So. On February 5th through the 8th, I attended the Wisconsin Chiefs of Police Association, the 2023 Wisconsin Police Leadership Foundation Midwinter Training Conference at the Wisconsin Dells. The conference had an all-time record number of attendees for law enforcement executives and other associate and affiliate members. Training included hiring and retention strategies, it's your job, transformational leadership, Wisconsin Act 75, the duty to intervene in off-duty considerations, Waukesha Christmas Parade case study, legal updates, Wisconsin Attorney General updates, and federal civil rights. It also provided an opportunity to network and develop professional relationship with other police executives from around the state. On February 15th, the Church of WTAWCA and Pastor Trey Turner provided lunch for the Town of Grand Rapids staff, public works, and first responders. I'd like to send a special thanks to the Church of WTAWCA and Pastor Turner for their support and involvement in the community, specifically here in the Town of Grand Rapids. They've been overwhelming supporters of not only the Town of Grand Rapids, but the surrounding community. So my hat's off to them. The vehicles in the department are going well outside of normal maintenance, and once again, if you ever want to stop by and chat, my door's always open if you have any concerns or suggestions. Any questions?
I've got one. I think it was a year ago you took the new squad, the hybrid, down to that chief, so it's been about a year since that's been in service. What are your opinions on that one overall?
Overall, Sergeant Drinkwine is driving that, and he really likes it. It's real. I don't know what he could probably answer this, but off the top of my head, I don't know. It gets great gas mileage. It's been very reliable, and overall, I would highly recommend in future considerations going to the hybrid. Talking with other chiefs that also have gone to hybrids, they've also recommended, have been well satisfied with that vehicle for fuel consumption reasons and performance reasons as well. So
No issues in the cold or snow or any of that kind
the
of
only
thing?
issue that came up, and it was a department a little farther south from us. They do not mix with water. Don't drive them into a flooded area. Well, I'll just say that, because, and that would go for any electric vehicle. They don't mix with water.
Right.
So it's an easy way to total out a vehicle, let's put it that way. Any other questions?
On property protection in your report, 28 of them. Just this month, but 32 for the year. So what is a property protection called?
Property protections can be checks of businesses at night. We do a lot of those at the storage facilities. They tend to have the potential of being problems. And they're also, especially this time of year, residential residents that come in and fill out a property protection sheet when they're out of town for extended periods of times, can come in and have a property protection done on their homes. So that's pretty much what that covers.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Okay, the packet that Lisa just ran off are receipts from September,
October.
to the end of the year. We are making progress on getting balanced. We had Mike Martin here helping us a week ago today.
It was super helpful. Just
Good.
your
Yeah.
long day with us.
Very long day.
Yep.
So hopefully next month we will be ready. You'll have your regular sheets in front of you.
And I printed out then after the receipts, that's just end of 2022, the expenses revenue, where you can see it compared to the budgeted numbers. Just so you have that for end of 22 at least. So.
Thank you.
Would this be an appropriate time to get a report as far as with the new software?
There's never an appropriate time for that.
Nope,
Yeah.
you don't want
In other words, we don't want to talk about it right now?
No.
Okay.
We don't.
It's not, it's going.
It's going.
Moving forward.
Okay,
We have our
Friday, there'll be some training,
okay,
in-person training.
okay,
so should have better update next month.
okay.
Just where you circulate the approval. Goes.
No, that's later in the agenda. That's number
14.
14.
All right, number 6, consideration of possible action on the event permit for Bluegrass at the Lake, June 8th to the 10th, 2023.
And Carolyn is here. She just has to speak a little bit, if that's okay.
Hi.
Just
Hi.
I've got some things to give you, and then if you could take a packet and pass it down, that would be awesome, so you know what I'm referring to, and then there's a magnet for each of you too, so. So my name is Carolyn Saylor. I'm with Bluegrass at the Lake. I'm with my husband Jim and Richard, one of our committee members. Some of you folks look familiar to me up front, and some of you are new to me. So I'm glad to have a chance to talk to you because we are very excited about our festival this year. The first year or two that we came and got to talk to you guys, I was shaking in my boots and I didn't know what to say, but right now I'm feeling really good about our festival. We're on year number 6 coming up. And we've always partnered with the Wisconsin Rapids Lions Club, but this year, instead of partnering with the Muscular Dystrophy Association or the Southwood County Humane Society, we have decided to partner with Wood County Critical Incidents Management Programs, or CISM. And on the back of the brochure that I gave you, there's a little blurb about that. There's also a bigger handout about that. We are thrilled to support our first responders. And this is, we've already met with Chief Peterson and Chief Hyatt. We've gone around and talked to many of the first responder groups throughout Wood County. We feel that this is just a wonderful thing for us to support. And I want to give you just a little bit of background that's on this brochure because I think it's important for Grand Rapids to know that our festival has really grown over the past few years and we have made a difference. We are now a 3-day festival as of last year. That was our first time. The last 2 years, we have taken surveys of participants who've come in who are at the request of the Visitors Bureau in Meredith and downtown. And with that information on the inside of your folder, we're very proud to report that in 2022, we had an economic impact for this community of over 85,000, which is nice. And in the year before, which isn't on here, we had an economic impact of over 65,000. So we are growing, and we're pretty proud of that piece. On the back part gives you a little bit of background on what our festival is, how we started, and I can tell you that in 21 and 22, we were able to generate, after all bills were paid, we generated $22,000 that was split between the Wisconsin Rapids Lions Club and the Humane Society. So we're pretty proud of that as well. And we're really hoping that we can, make a nice impact on the festival this year. Just to give you folks a little bit of background on Thursday night, The Grand Rapids Firemen's Picnic used to share a weekend with us, and this year they have moved to an August event, which is, I think, going to be a win-win for everybody. But our Thursday night event, we have a $5 cover, we have a local band, Southbound, and a Taste of Bluegrass, so we're hoping that that will appeal to the folks who had normally gone to the Grand Rapids Firemen's Picnic, because it's a similar type of music and cost. Friday will be a traditional bluegrass event. Music starts at 4, goes to just before midnight. Saturday, though, is our community day, and this is new to us. So we're going to be open to the public in the morning on the far end of the field, which is all part of the event permit stuff that you guys are looking at. We are going to have Marissa Johnson of United Ambulance is going to be coordinating with all the first responders of Wood County for a EMS vehicle display open to the public. At the Red Sand Beach Pavilion, we're going to have a festival fair for anybody who wants to rent a table, come in and promote their crafts, their whatever they want. And then most excitedly, I think, inside of the enclosed, not in the shelter, not in the enclosed shelter, but in our performance area, which is where we have our music, and under our performance tent, we're going to have, for the second year, a Blackstone Griddle cook-off. And this year, we are going to have that, instead of being individual teams, random individual teams, we want to focus on having EMS teams. So perhaps firefighters versus sheriffs versus paramedics, Rapids, Marshfield, who knows, we don't care. We have room for 5 teams. And we're hoping to have the judges be those who can put a happy spin on ways to deal with trauma and stress. Because ultimately that's what this is all about. It's helping our first responders deal with the traumas that they encounter on a daily basis through their professional career. So that's what we're striving to do. And we want our festival, which is music, outdoor, family-friendly, social interactions, good food, all to be synonymous with good mental health and a good way to reach out and develop relationships in the community and do something positive and grow. So that's kind of a rundown of our festival this year, and we have found that the way people are hearing about us is when they talk about us. So please go out and talk to your friends and family and let them know, that this festival is out there and that we're trying to do something, good for the community. The music events do require a cover charge to be inside the performance area, but I can tell you that we are the most reasonably priced music festival, bluegrass festival in the state. Our Friday date is going to be, Richard, help me out, it's cover charge of 28 for 4 bands, and then Saturday will be 32. But there will be some early bird, savings, save a little bit on that. So please look for us on Facebook, please look for us on our website, and just talk about us. I think we're one of the best kept secrets around, so please come and join us, and I hope to see some and all of you out at the festival at some point during the weekend. We would love to see you there.
I think the magnets that Carolyn sent around have a QR code that will take you to our website.
That's correct.
And if you watch out there, hopefully in about a week or so, maybe less, we'll have tickets for sale online. So you can purchase advance tickets and pick them up the day of festival at our will call.
Does anybody have any questions for us?
Would you be so kind to, for the camera,
Sure.
say what the website is, or
Our-
how to research it to find the appropriate website?
Our website is bluegrassathelake.com, all one word. We are Bluegrass at the Lake on Facebook. So between those two places, you should be able to, find what you need there related to the musical lineup, and look for more information as it becomes available. So
And did you bring more copies of it?
I do have some more that I can leave over on the table if anyone else would be interested. I'd be happy to
We have
share.
a copy in our.
Oh, okay, excellent, excellent. Anything else from me?
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
make a motion to approve.
Got a motion, do I have a second?
A second.
And move the second, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Yes. Number 7, consideration of possible action for temporary Class B liquor license for Bluegrass on the Lake from June 8th to the 10th, 2023.
Also move.
Motion by Bill,
I
second.
can second.
Patty, second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Yes. Consideration and possible action on resolution 2023-01 to support establishment of a lake district on Nepco Lake.
Do you want me to give a little bit of background?
Yeah, why don't
So this is
Thanks, Nick.
this is a referral from last month, I believe. During public comment, there was a representative from the group that is forming or attempting to form the Lake District here to kind of present some information and speak to it. The request was that the town consider a resolution of support. Just a note, I had asked some questions to the individual last month, and this resolution is really just a resolution of support. There is another type of resolution in these kind of processes for in lieu of petition, but they have all the signatures that they need. This is just a resolution of support, as was requested at the last meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution number 2023-01
I
to
can-
support the Lake District.
I can second.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? Yes. All right. Consideration of possible action on Deputy Clerk Daughter's training request to attend.
I was wondering if that would stump anybody.
I was like, something's missing there, but no, it was right. Attend WCA conference in Appleton from August 22 to 25, 2023.
I'll make a motion to approve the request.
Second.
Second discussion.
I think it's a good training for her to go.
It is, it's a very good one to go to.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 10, consideration of possible action on the sale of the fire chief's command vehicle. This is his old one, not his new one.
Okay.
Clarify.
Thanks for the clarification.
Didn't want to surprise you there, but.
That'd be a dirty trick.
If you just talked about how good it is on gas, we're getting rid of it. It is currently on Gov Deals. I've had some questions. We have a minimum out there of 11,500. I'm sure it'll take more than that. I did not see where the bid is at this evening, but.
Did you put excuse me, did you put like a time frame, or is there a time frame?
It's a
on it?
7-day auction.
7-day auction,
Mhm.
okay, thank you.
Yeah.
You didn't get on there and bid?
No, thank you. I have all my vehicles I need.
Yeah, so I don't know if we need any action on that.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, just
Update.
information.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so, all right, number 11, consideration of possible action on Supervisor Clendenning's request to attend Capitol Day in Madison on March 30th, 2023.
I'd like to just talk about it and what it consists of. And what's so important about this is most of the towns, and this is a year of the budget in which the towns can capitalize on this, and smaller municipalities. You know, what the thing is on shared revenue. And it's a lot for EMS training and funding for local roads, bridges, fire, and EMS. And also I've gotten calls from our legislators, and because I'm county unit chair, asking how many people, and there isn't many people going, and I certainly like to see more people go to it, so.
So is there
I'll make a motion to approve Supervisor Clendenning's request to attend the Capitol Day in Madison on March 30th, 2023.
I'll second.
discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you.
Consideration of possible action on request from, oh boy, Steigerwald Land Services to deed .419 acres of parcel ID number 0700666 to the Wood County Highway Department located at County W and 48th Street South. I'm assuming that's what these orange flags out here
Yep.
are about, stuck in the snow. So it looks like they're gonna pay $4,190 for that chunk. Is that how I'm reading that?
And they base that price at the going rate of
Yeah,
a
it's,
commercial
$10,000
type
an
of
acre.
property, yeah.
you can ask for an appraisal if you choose to, but this is,
I think it's fairly
Mhm.
fair. It's not like a money maker, but it's fair. I noticed that we had to have a reply back to them within 45 days. We're going to have an open house in regards to the roundabout on the 30th, was it? Or
Yes.
31st?
March 30th.
30th, from 5 to 7?
5:30 to 7.
5:30
I'm waiting to
to
hear
7.
back from Roland, but 5:30 to 7 is what he thought.
Okay, so if we would approve this tonight, is there possibilities that something could change from that open house?
I think
Or
from my
different-
understanding, when Roland called me, nothing would change. That's just purely, I think now that it's getting out, people are starting to hear more about it. I think they're probably getting more calls. So he just wants to do another open house, just to
Okay.
answer questions.
So it's not like it's still up in the air,
No.
like it,
No.
Okay.
It's purely just to answer questions from concerned residents. Oh, Bill's.
Yes, sir.
So I know there's people here to talk about the roundabout on 48th and Griffith and, or County Trunk Z, and they won't be able to talk about that here tonight.
We don't have anything, that's
Yeah.
a county project,
Okay.
and Roland will have more of that, I'm assuming, in his thing on the 30th. What's going out right now is
And-
just maps on what they're buying for the right-of-way to be able to move utilities, is what that is. So the
And this
maps,
is on 48th and.
this is right here, this corner right here. If you go out by the squad truck, you see some orange flags stuck in the snow. That's what they're looking at. That doesn't, the way that I look at the maps that Roland left here, it doesn't necessarily mean that's how much is gonna be taken up by the roundabout. It's just that's what's needed for that right-of-way to be able to move his utilities. Because I've had some questions on that. Other
Yeah.
people, especially on that one, are like, wait a minute, I'm losing half my driveway. No, they're not losing half their driveway. It's the right-of-way that they need to move utilities in, is what it is. And then the actual map of what the finished roundabout is probably gonna be different than what this here
What
as
that
far as
shows.
intrusive.
Okay.
But they need this to move underground cable and whatever else they've got.
okay.
And Roland's open house should be for both roundabouts.
Yeah.
It'll be, so questions could be answered regarding both of them at that time.
Okay. One more question, if I may. So the money that we would receive from this deed exchange or sale, does that just go into the general fund?
We would just receipt it to miscellaneous revenue, which just rolls into the general fund,
Okay,
offset some of the construction cost, a little bit of it.
okay. I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve the request to deed 0.419 acres of parcel number 0700-666 to the Wood County Highway Department, located at County Road W and 48th Street South.
Actually, we'd
For
be-
the
we'd be selling-
$4,190.
Yeah, we'd be selling it to them, right?
Yes.
Yep.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Sold. Alrighty, operator license applications. What do we have? Just two of them? Sarah Bills and Chris Hattery, one for Buds and one for Hoozles.
I'll make a motion to approve both Sarah and Chris.
And he's got a motion. We have a second?
I'll do the second.
Patty
Both of them
Simpson.
are for 1 year.
Correct. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. 14, February disbursement vouchers.
I have a question, if I may.
Sir, yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So if you look on page 10 for the bank cards, there were a total of 4 gift cards that were purchased for a total of $450. I don't know what account numbers those are. Would you know what the explanation would be for those gift cards?
I know the one was for work done, was the one for the work that.
It was the PW's.
So the one was work done, but what was the work, do you know what the work was done on?
He's helped them on and off.
That one was, I was told it was approved by the chairman, so we made sure before we paid it out that it was for work that somebody they knew was doing some kind of work on their equipment. I don't know the details, but it was, that one was approved. That was the $100 ones.
Yes.
Do you know what the other ones
The
were?
75 part-time PW people.
Oh, and the other ones were for the part-time snow plowers. Rick has always given them a set of gift cards at the end of, during the season. So
Okay.
that's always been done each year.
Okay. Do you have that documented as to, I'm not saying that anything was wrong during this, but I've read instances where municipalities had issues where gift cards were given out and it was not appropriate.
I made Rick sign that he had got it
Okay, I just
okayed
want to
by
ensure
Germany.
that, yes, you
Yeah,
have
to
good
cover our own butts. we made-
documentation. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much
Yep.
for that.
Anything else? Is that it?
Yes, that was it. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, I remember now. Sorry. All right, monthly reports from committees. Public Works did not meet. Been busy plowing. This Mother Nature will not give up. Airport Commission did not have a meeting this month. Recycling, solid waste, and water.
And nothing to report.
Plan Commission,
We met last night and we had 2 sign permit approvals. We had a conditional use permit request. However, we tabled that until March 27th to get more information in regards to it. Also to allow the Plan Commission members to brainstorm a little bit more about what we may put into the action of the conditional use permit or any type of restrictions that may be needed. We also approved an annexation of 3.610 acres that is going to be the property that's located on Saratoga Street and Oak Street and 24th Street and 28th Street. This property is owned by the city of Wisconsin Rapids, and they're in the process of making a dog park, so they just needed they owned the property, so they just needed to annex in order to finish creating the dog park, which will be nice for the community. And then also, we did a recommendation to the legislative committee that we did approve the changes in Ordinance 52, which we've been working on that for quite some time. So before we leave this evening, I would like to be able to have our legislative committee meet like in March so we could get this approved. And this is going to help our zoning administrator also because the season is going to be coming up where it will help her be able to answer a lot of the questions. You know, if there were some gray areas, this will definitely help her be able to do a lot of the zoning duties that are required. So if we can move on that, that would be greatly appreciated.
Yeah, I was actually looking at potentially Wednesday, March 22nd, having a legislative, because Nick, I think we've got a couple other things on there, the Waterworks and Lighting Commission thing and a couple other things. So I know it's the beginning of Ramadan, according to my calendar. I don't know if that hurts anybody or not, but
Can I just make one comment off of Patty's update? So just to clarify, that wasn't an approval of that annexation. Because the annexation is city-owned and it's contiguous, that is something that they could adopt an ordinance for and notify by statute, but there was no approval at the Plan Commission. That was just an update, and then the update is being given to you all this evening.
Thank you for that clarification. March 22nd works for me.
Same here.
Bill?
okay. All right, we'll use that. We'll put
Yes.
this one on
6 p.m.
a future agenda. Yeah, 6 p.m., 22nd. Okay.
Thank you.
Public, are you done, Patty?
Yes,
Sorry.
thank you very much.
Public buildings?
We didn't need.
Can I just talk something about?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was assigned to check on the phone problems and I have with several other people about it, but I didn't check with the police chief. But I was told by the sergeant that the phones are better because you did something in the control room or something,
I'm sorry, the what are better?
that the phones are better in getting calls that are,
The,
Right.
within the office building
Yeah.
there? I guess that's who you, it depends on who you talk to.
Oh.
I think they're a little better within this building, but I know in
I
Bob's
agree with
building.
mine. I don't even hardly make outgoing calls on my landline anymore because it dials the wrong number, and so I still get incoming calls. I'm
Yeah.
hope I'm getting them all, but yeah, I get consistent wrong numbers all the time. I dial, look at the display, verify with the number, and it does not,
dialed.
it doesn't dial the number on the display.
so that's what the IT guy said last Friday. He was here and I came in to talk to him about it. And he said that they are a little better, like you said, but they're not so good. And there was a suggestion that the thing is old, antiquated, and it needs a complete overhaul, so.
I
It
mean,
makes it sounds like you got an exciting day at least.
Yeah,
You know, you're gonna talk to that.
there you go.
I don't, for me personally, I'll take incoming calls, but similar to Bob here, I don't place many outgoing calls for that reason. And the other thing I have issues with that I've addressed with our IT vendor about the phone system here is, like, when I leave for a week or go on vacation or whatever, if I'm out of the office for whatever reason, I don't have the the capability is there to set up a message saying I'm out of the office, but I don't know how to do it. And at this point, I guess I'm being a little stubborn and I'm refusing to do it until they upgrade the phone system. It shouldn't be that hard to go in and set an out of office, like on your computer, you can set an out of office reply for emails, how simple it is. It should be that simple. I know it's that simple for phones because I've used phone systems like that before and it's very easy to do. The hardest part is talking into the speaker and leaving a reply, you know, or a message. But in this case, it's like I just gave up on it, forget it.
I'm assuming then you can't go and retrieve voicemails from outside either. You can't call in and get voicemails if you have anything.
There is a voicemail tree. I don't know how accurate it is because we have voicemails going to phones that aren't monitored and it's a mess, so.
That was, Bill, that's what you were told when you were told the chief had fixed something. That was due to messages going to a phone out in the garage. That was all that was fixed.
Yeah, okay, now, yeah, the phone that's not monitored back in our equipment room, yeah, the voicemails were going to that, and go back there and there'd be 100 voicemails from 6 months ago. And so I was able to go in and set it so that it wouldn't accept voicemails anymore. So I did that a couple weeks ago, and to be honest with you, I haven't been back there again to check it, to make sure there's no more voicemails being left back there.
I knew it wasn't fixed.
Yeah, so
Okay,
it's,
so
yeah.
Is that what we have?
Voice over IP, or what do we have that is
No.
so difficult?
I don't think so.
Two coconuts and a string, it sounds like.
Yeah. Do we have voice over IP, like through? Okay.
No, that's what John was saying, if you upgraded to that's what we said years ago when Dan first started looking at, upgrade to that where you can do your voicemails on a computer. You
Right,
can-
yeah.
And it would all run through, run through the internet essentially.
Yes.
So
Right,
that's
right.
what most.
And I said I would have a report at this meeting on it, that's why I'm giving that. I think is what has to happen here is that, the buildings committee meet on that. But I also talked to IT at the county level too, and the director there, she lives in the town of Grand Rapids, and she said, if we have any questions or something about what the county asked, she'd be glad to answer.
And I did just come across, digging through my desk, the other day I came across Dan's quote he got maybe 4 years ago when he started that process, so I can get that to you too, and you can just probably use that and get it updated then.
Okay, thank you.
Legislative, we'll set that meeting. Public safety,
We have not met.
economic development.
We didn't meet, but I have an update on the Westland Park proposal. They did not make it to the next round, so
Oh.
they'll either try again next year or other grant opportunities, but for now, it's
How
not.
much was that for?
Was it 250,000,
Yes.
something
Yeah.
like that?
750?
250.
a quarter.
Oh, 250 Because we had I'm on the library board, and we did get accepted for,
For the library?
yes, for our project. So. Okay, thank you.
Personnel.
We did not meet.
WTA,
WTA, we met February 17th. It was hosted by the town of Remington. Roland Hawk was the speaker. The meeting was long. And anyway, and Roland talked about, he's the highway commissioner, of course, and he was a speaker, and he talked about broadband and the cables that they're putting in town ditches and in the right-of-way areas, and what it's doing locally to the roads, and he talked a while on that. And Representative Nancy Vandermeer spoke about her committee assignments. And Jack Herrick from the town's association director talked about Capitol Day that they're going to, and how they hope that this would be better than the last one, and I hope so too. So, and the next meeting is St. Pat's Day, March 17th, at the town of Richfield. And the guest speaker is to be announced on that yet. We did have a person, but that person is no longer with the county, so he's not going to speak. That's it. Any questions? I'd be glad to answer. Thank you.
reports. Bill, do you have anything to report individually?
No.
Patty?
I had one phone call in regards to the snowfall. It was a resident in the subdivision, Westland subdivision. They were concerned that it wasn't plowed out soon enough. But I also, in the same day, received comments saying that they were happy with the type of, with our plowing, so. But that's my two calls that I received.
One good, one bad.
Yeah,
I call it a wash. We're good.
exactly, we're good.
Andy?
I don't have anything. Has anybody responded to this email that we got?
When?
March 8th.
Oh,
related to Barbary Circle cul-de-sac.
no, I just saw that in my, my basket.
Okay.
So I'll talk to Rick
Okay.
about that.
Right.
Amber?
I don't have anything.
I don't have anything. All right. Public input. People wishing to address the board will be limited to 2 minutes each, with public input limited to a total of 16 minutes. Any public comment? Okay. Future agenda items, legislative, obviously. Anything else? Anybody got, Nick, you got anything future? Anybody else?
Mr. Chairman, can I make a quick comment?
Sure.
Just skipped over there pretty quick. I know we're having an informational meeting. I met with the highway commissioner today too on the roundabout down on County Z and 48th Street. There's been a lot of questions. Hopefully they'll get answered there. But my plea to anybody is, and I'm sure the other board members have this, I've had several calls on this where the person says, here's my name, call me. And they don't leave a number.
Right.
Or sometimes they don't leave a name. And it's pretty hard to call them back when they don't leave a number or name. So if this is being recorded or anybody's listening and you have something you want to talk about, whether it be a town board member or a county board member or representative, please leave a number because my phone does not have caller ID. So that's just a heads up there. And again, Roland and I had a long conversation on that one today, and hopefully it'll answer any questions you have at that meeting.
Thank you. All right. Any future agenda items? Hearing none, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Sandy, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everybody.